Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. I'm Artieka.
And I'm Tommy.
And today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 12, Episode 16, and it is titled Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace. Before we get started with this episode, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I have these couples in no particular order today, so we can start with Haley and Jacob.
All right.
They get home from South Carolina and she asks him why he left early. And he said that the friend that was watching his dogs got called in to work. His call time is normally 4 a.m. and he made the mistake of looking at the dogs on the camera and was like he had to rush home to see about them and make sure that they were let out and they had food and water and things of that nature. Haley meets up with one of her friends at a bar. They have tequila shots and then they talk about decision day. Her red flags were his age, his sense of humor, and apparently the way that he has spent the last 10 years of his life. I feel like everything that Haley mentioned was a cop-out answer because his age has nothing to do with her. It's not like he biologically can't do things because he is older than her. Whatever her issue is with it, I just don't get it. Her friend kept mentioning that he dresses poorly. She bought him clothes. Like, let's move on. And then what was the last thing I said? How he spent the last 10 years. What does it matter? Both of y'all ended up on this show at the same time. So obviously you didn't spend your last 10 years very well either.
No, I think Haley just looks for those things to say, this is what's wrong.
Haley is exhausting.
I think that them together is exhausting, but I enjoy it better than I enjoyed Chris and Paige.
Chris and Paige were infuriating. Haley by herself is just exhausting. And I mean, a lot of people are like, Jacob's no angel. It's not to say that Jacob is an angel. Haley, like, Jacob is just like, I am trying to do this to the best of my abilities. Tell me what you want me to do. And Haley keeps giving him lists of things that she wants him to do. None of those things are working. It's exhausting.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's like Haley even was like keeping the door open when she was talking to her friend. It was like her friend asked her if if he like changed basically and was like, hey, you think we can just try this after the camera? She was like, who knows? Maybe.
Haley doesn't want to fail at anything. Remember, she's had multiple times of crying. But remember, she cried when she was talking to Dr. Viviana about failing at things. Yeah. This is just something that she doesn't want to fail at. She doesn't want to be the one who fails. She wants to be the one who says, I walked away.
But
at this point, Jacob can say no. And she could be left there looking like, I failed. I didn't do anything. And she didn't. She has failed already. Like, we don't have to get to the ending of this to decision day to see that this was a fail. My grandfather always said, nothing beats a failure but a try. Yeah. Haley did not try. That is why she has failed.
I can't argue with you there. I do think like Jacob, as the conversation and as the episode went on, we did start seeing more interaction or better interaction between them, and they started kind of highlighting the fact that, hey, this was a bad experiment for both of us, but we are tied. Jacob actually said we are tied together forever.
Mm-hmm. You're always gonna be my first wife,
right?
Always.
And so he like they made it a sense of let's make the best of it for the rest of the time that we're together and see what happens. Like I feel like they're leaving the door open way too much, and we obviously know like
the door is not open.
Yeah.
It's that thing that they do at the ending of the episode. And every couple has done it this episode. It's for us, the viewers. What are they gonna say? What are they gonna do? Did Haley and Jacob make a turn? No, they didn't. She still doesn't like him.
Right.
And because she still doesn't like him, this relationship will never work. Like, no matter if he does like her or if he doesn't like her, which I think at this point, like, he's over her if just as much, if not more than she's over him. Mm-hmm. But it's just for us. Like, it's for us until the other person gets their feelings hurt. And there is another couple that the feelings got hurt in this situation.
Man, yeah.
But they're over each other. We're over them. I think that we've all said, I mean, if they said yes on decision day, it would literally be so that Haley does not feel like a failure.
But then we would be going into the whole situation thinking like, so how long is it going to take for them before they break up?
That's on their time, because after the episodes, like after the season is done, I don't care about their lives anymore at all. Like, they could get divorced and I'm gonna see it in my Google news thing because it shows me different updates on Married at First Sight couples. But beyond that, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's weird. So she goes through his good qualities with her friend, whatever friend's name was. And her 2 qualities was that he's loyal and the way that he treats Sophie. And I was like, if loyalty is all you have, then
yeah,
let's cut our losses here. If that's the only nice thing that you can come up to say about me as your spouse, is he's loyal. Am I a dog? Like,
yeah, I don't get the loyal part because it's like it really doesn't make sense.
Right. So Haley and Jacob then meet up, have their final meal or dinner out before decision day. And they both basically agreed that Dr. Pepper having them write down the nice things about each other while they were in South Carolina helped them out. And then they get back to the house. They have a talk. And basically, he calls their relationship a radical ride. And I don't know if radical would be the word that I would use.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a better word. So, I mean, it's his relationship, so I'll let him use the word that he wants to use. But their relationship itself, mostly his wife, has been exhausting to me.
Yeah.
You got anything else for them?
No, that's it.
All right. Virginia and Eric. So they opened with her playing with the dogs, and then we move on to Eric talking to his friend on FaceTime. And he basically said that he felt like he's not the number one person in her life, and he's not her best friend. And I was like, cry me a river. Y'all have known each other for 8 weeks. Or 7. It's not even 8 weeks yet, right?
No, it's 7.5.
7.5 weeks. As someone who has been married before, because he likes to like promote that card or push that narrative, 7.5 weeks is not soon enough that you're like the number one person in somebody's life or their best friend. Like, we might make best friends in elementary school that quickly, but not as adults.
I think the way he's looking at it is more so of her wanting to spend time with him because of their new relationship. Because, I mean, like, we all go through the honeymoon stage where you're talking to a person, you're spending as much time with a person as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. But her focus throughout the whole time has, well, I want to make sure I'm able to hang out with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so it's like she never took the time to really say, hey, I want to make you a priority. Now, that's probably what Eric is feeling like. He is more so of an option than a priority for her, which I get what he's saying there. Eric also said in that same conversation is that his delivery on things is off. Like how he
boy is it
communicates with her. I don't
do ultimatums.
It's off. Man, everything he says, they showed all like a lot of the ultimatums that he had when it came to her and her like things that she was on, you know. So
yeah, okay. So I just did the math. They're married for 8 weeks total. Mm-hmm. It's 56 days, right? Eric has been gone half of those days, over half of those days. It's really hard to make a person like number one in your life and you haven't been here. I don't know if he took some type of vacation or something, but he said if he's got 30 days in a month, he's only home for 15 of them. So 56 days is 8 weeks. Let's just add the other 4 on for good measure. So that means he's 30 days on, 30 days away. It's really hard for her to feel like she needs to change parts of her life. And I'm not trying to defend Virginia by any means, because I think that a lot of the things that she does are very, very excessive. But it is very difficult for you to feel like you have to adjust things if this person is gone for over half the time. Like, that's just... It's difficult.
Nah, it's definitely difficult. And then another thing too is it's even more difficult when it's a person that you don't necessarily, one, you don't necessarily know. 2, that's trying to, like, basically is trying his best to control your actions when he's there and when he's not there. So that's throughout this whole episode, Virginia was like, you can tell she was hesitant to say, I'm gonna be like all in on decision day, just because she knows that that's the big decision. Like, she knows he's gonna come in trying to control the narrative on everything. And it's already been tough on her, and the cameras are there. It's gonna be even more tough. It's gonna be even tougher when the cameras aren't there. Because there's no buffer.
Right.
You know, so she was very hesitant when it came to things in this episode. And, you
know. So next, Virginia has a friend come over and he described her, and this makes me wonder why she decided to even do something like Married at First Sight. He said, and I quote, "She is as anti-single as you can get." But it's just like, you're as anti-single as you can get, but you're not in relationships actively, because they're all like, she hasn't had a boyfriend. She hasn't had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
How does that go together?
Maybe she wanted one. I don't know, man. I think I heard him say that too, but I thought he was talking about at the current moment she was as anti-single as you can get by being married. I don't know.
Maybe I missed the connotation that he was referring to it as.
Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just...
No, it stuck out to me too, because who says that?
Exactly.
like
as a married person, I wouldn't describe another married person in that manner.
As anti-single. Like, no, I would just say you're married or single.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have a friend who's currently married now, but before he got married, he was, we used to call him a serial monogamist because he always had a girlfriend. Like, if he broke up with a girl, it wasn't but a few weeks before there was another girlfriend and he was all in that relationship. So it's awkward.
Yeah,
the way that he phrased it.
Awkward verbiage, man.
So then they FaceTimed yet another friend, a female friend, finally, because I don't think we've seen
this the first one.
Any of those
outside the females that was a part of her wedding.
Whoever they were.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember them at all. But that's been however many weeks ago. So they sat down, talked to the other friend. Their friend, she revealed to the two of them that she will be likely moving into the condo, but she won't be moving her things in.
She's like, I'm going to move into it, but I'm not going to like it.
And so my thought with that was, because she said her lease is up in April, which is obviously now. I wish we could like do a where are they now, like right now, not something that was filmed in February and airing in May.
Yeah.
But she says she's going to move in. So I'm guessing that means she's going to put her things in storage.
Yeah.
So that she always has an escape. Because that's what it seems like she is going to need from him. But I could see that with Eric, because I would also feel like Eric would be the type of person that would, for lack of better words, be like, this is my house.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And she has to protect herself with that.
No, I think he definitely is the type of person. But one thing bothered me with her call, like her sit down with her friends, is she danced around the issue that Eric has, because they asked her what is something that, you know, he doesn't like, I think is what they said. And she was like, me going out all the time. I don't think it's an issue with her going out. I think the issue is who she's going out with.
She Haley'd it up. Like Haley did for her mom with that bracelet.
Yeah, she definitely did.
Like, she's not taking what the actual issue is. She's just like, part of the issue is you going out.
Yeah.
But it's not that you're going out. It's who you're going out with. But it's like, I'm going to just say that it's me going out. It's not. And it's not even that she's going out, I think, was his issue. Because most of the time, the arguments went back to her wanting to pass out on somebody's couch.
Right.
So that's not even a matter of going out. That is a matter of you got so trashed that you couldn't make it home. And that was our number one rule in college.
Yeah.
Always make it home.
Man.
And so I just don't understand how I don't know, there had to have been a class, because me and all my friends have that same rule. And obviously we all went to the same school.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's just really weird that she didn't get that rule of always making it home. But yeah, I always make it home.
I don't know. I just find it weird that that's the way that she thinks. Like, it's cool that you have guy friends, you know, that are close, because that's possible. Mm-hmm. But the thing that's not cool that you really have to understand is you can't go sleeping on a man's couch, especially a married woman. As a married woman, you can't just sleep on somebody.
I don't even want to sleep on my own couch. Like, you create the space in your life that makes it so that you don't want to be in any other space. That is what my bed is for me. I don't want to sleep on anybody's couch.
Because the one thing that I always think about is she's like, oh, I'm just friends. We're just friends, and blah, this and blah, that. What happens when they get into relationships? Because the thing that's going to happen is they're going to find somebody. Mm-hmm. And if it's not her, they're going to find somebody to spend their time with and be in a relationship with. And then when that happens, she can't sleep over their house. They're not going to be wanting to go out with her like that. And then that's where you lose, because let's say you and Eric stay together. Mm-hmm. You know, then you and Eric is like, you continue to do what you're doing. Now you have a wedge, and now you have to go back to Eric. Now that could be something.
It's not even just that. I mean, well, let me not say that the wedge isn't there, because I get what you're saying, the proverbial wedge. Yeah. But then you have Eric here, who, let's just say for this scenario, he has set up his life to not have you come home all the time. Well, now that you're at home all the time, you messing up whatever he got going. Yeah. Whether it be something as simple as he wants to watch true crime series. And now you're at home talking about let's take shots. And he like, nah, shut up. I'm trying to watch TV.
Right.
The game is on. Like, it's just.
Like it's kind of like she didn't take the time out to actually get to know him and be comfortable with him, to hang out with him. And when it's time to actually do this, and you are forced then to do that, you discover that you don't know who this guy is. And now it's been 2-3 years down the line, 6 months down the line.
I wonder, because her sister is married.
We done gave this whole hypothetical scenario.
But I'm just saying, like, her sister is married. And of course, you know, the conversations that you have during filming is different from actually watching it on TV. I wonder if her sister were to have like watched this on TV, what type of advice she would have given her for the person that this was happening to 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Because at this point, actually it's more than 6 months, because they're about to have been married for a year this fall. But when you look at it from the lens of a person who is in a marriage and actually likes the person that they're married to, because you have to also give that disclaimer.
Right.
But in a marriage and can see who you are as a person, but then also like kind of like Eric's sister-in-law is like, I know who this guy is as a person, and that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
But you have to like be able to offer some type of like helpful advice to get through the situation. I just wonder what her sister
would say to her. Yeah, I don't know.
Because I know my sister's a little crazy. I love her to death, but she's a little crazy. And I would be like, girl, what are we doing here? If she was trying to act like that. But I also would hope that my sister wouldn't be that way in a marriage. So they have their final dinner and they agree that they're going to have to figure out what respect is for both of them. And she agrees to move in to his condo and he agrees to put the condo up for rent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happening. I see him very much so being I just couldn't find anybody type person. Or, you're here, let's just make the best out of it. And then that becomes a point of contingency in their relationship. Like it's always something that she's fighting for, is for them to move out of there. And he's always coming up with a reason.
I honestly feel like they should date each other. like
her go back to her house.
Yeah, and him said, but be together,
be married,
but like date each other to see, because this like they didn't date each other.
No, they just really. What did I say in the first few episodes? They be kissing.
Right, that's what.
Like
it
that's
was.
what they was doing. They was kissing. They was kissing, hugging, squeezing, touching.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And arguing
the whole time.
They was kissing, hugging, squeezing, touching, and having arguments. That is all.
Yeah.
Oh, you got anything else for them?
No, man, I don't.
All right, Clara and Ryan. So Clara and Ryan come back from South Carolina and they ordered food, sat down and had dinner. And they talked about how Clara's routine has changed since being with Ryan, which she was like, nah, I'm in bed by 10:30. And I felt that. I used to be such a night owl before getting married to you. It's interesting now because the roles have changed. You got nothing to say?
No, I don't.
Because Tommy used to be a person that was like very much so 8:45. I'm about to go get into bed.
I still try to do that, man, but I be like,
right, and you're the one that's up. That's what I mean.
I have a lot of stuff to do.
You're the one that's up, and I mean, granted, I'm not in the bed at 8:45, but I'm definitely in the bed a lot earlier because I used to be the person that was up until like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Ryan met up with one of his friends, said they play some game that I don't know the name of.
I don't either.
And then they talked about the timeline of the relationship and how sometimes Ryan just does not feel like talking about his feelings. Does Ryan have feelings?
Yeah, he has feelings, man. Everybody does.
I don't know.
He was like, yeah, I just want to talk about sports.
And she's like, no sports. Let's see.
Ryan's big obstacle for them, because that's what his friend asked.
Yeah, I didn't write anything about this conversation.
Yeah, it was tough. The big obstacle was the goal setting for them. I was like, Clara doesn't set goals, man. She's just trying to work to pay her bills, man.
No, okay, so Clara does set goals. I have to disagree with you. Her goals are just not about like life things. They're like, when are we going to have sex? When are you going to say you love me? Those are Clara's goals.
Yeah, so
her goals are just not the type of goals that you would be setting in life.
Right. You really wouldn't. Okay, I'm done. I have nothing else to say about that part.
Because it's true, right?
Clara talked to her friend with the little baby hands. That was so weird. I thought it was a part of her sweatshirt or sweater, whatever she had on. I thought it was a part of it, but then she took them off. Clara be lying to people when they say like, "Are you?" Because she lied to Ryan in this episode and her friend. Because she was like, like everything's good, everything's perfect. And I was like, Claire, you ain't got no booty yet. And that still bothers you. So I don't know, man.
For sure. Things are good. Everything's good. Everything's great. For sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing. 10 out of 10.
She's really confident that he's going to say yes in this conversation with her. But that changes for her throughout the episode. So what is this test that he had her take?
Enneagram.
What?
I think it's called an Enneagram.
Yeah.
Enneagram test. And that is a test that reveals 9 personality types that best fit you. And so, like, you remember, like, I can't remember what the other name of the test is. Like,
start with I. It's a personality test.
Yeah, it's just a particular personality test. And she was like, yeah, I did this with our zodiac signs or our stars. And he was like, yeah, I'm doing this with something tangible.
Right.
I was like, way to shoot her down.
Man, and she felt a type of way too.
She did.
He was like, yeah, I'm being real this time. But that's weird though, man. He just asked her to take that test.
I don't think it's super weird. And the reason I say this is because it's Ryan. It's kind of like...
Well, yeah, I'm not saying it's out of pocket. It's just a weird thing to be like, hey, babe, I want you to take this Enneagram.
Okay, so you have to look at it like us doing the love languages thing.
Yeah.
That's what it is for Ryan.
Okay. And that felt weird to me too. So,
but it was your idea.
Was it?
Yes.
I was just doing that for y'all.
You're such a weirdo. They do the personality assessment and then they do their last date night as an actual activity.
Ryan looked concerned too. By the way,
with what?
The Enneagram.
Oh, I don't even remember. Did she get her actual results?
Nah, they didn't get the results. But anyway, go ahead. They went to
and played football, bowling.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, Claire, move.
Right, Ryan.
Because the entire time she was like this.
Ryan was bringing the heat,
but she was like hiding, and I'm like, the ball is right here, and you're right here. Move.
Right. Just go stand next to him or something.
It's really not that difficult or that weird for you to just move back and forth to make sure that you don't get hit by a football.
Right.
Move.
That was too funny, man.
So after that, they went and sat down to, I guess, eat. And then she got upset because he was talking about decision day in what she considered a negative way. Mm-hmm. And this was something that, and granted, the first season that I did not miss an episode on was last season. And that was something that was irritating me about the couples last season as well. And I guess it's just par for the course of this show that you have to like talk to your spouse like, I don't know, are we gonna stay together?
No, I don't think that's the thing. I think more so of most people are like, yeah, we know what's going on. Like, cause some people do play, but some people like, they talk about it, be like, hey, this is what's bothering me, boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. But they ultimately know. Okay, yeah.
I just felt like some of the things that he was saying to her were very much so trying to play a mind game.
Yeah.
And I don't play mind games with my relationship. And I don't think that you should be playing mind games with something as serious as marriage. For TV or for not. Like, I don't like the I don't know. Or like Brianna was saying when they were in South Carolina, you're really sure of yourself. It's like, no, I have to be. This is a marriage.
Right.
I can't be like, I don't know in a marriage. No, we got to be sure.
Yeah.
Is that a lot to ask of a person?
I don't think so.
It's weird the way that they're pitching this. And that's the part that would be frustrating to me as a person in that relationship. Mm-hmm. Because I don't play those type of games. That would irritate the heck out of me. So Claire actually got up and kind of like walked off.
Yeah, she did leave.
And that was probably so she wouldn't say something crazy on camera. Because you have to remember that everything that you say is taped and everything can come back out.
Yeah.
Regardless if they aired in the actual episode or not. But that's all I had for them.
Yeah, I didn't catch the last part that they were talking about and stuff like that.
For sure.
All right.
Last, Brianna and Vincent. So Brianna and Vincent had a conversation about decision day, and they were actually talking about the other couples. They were like, he was like, oh yeah, we know what everybody's gonna do. And she's like, do we? And I was like, you about to get your feelings hurt. And so they got onto the subject of Haley and Jacob being the possible curveball, but he was like, we kind of know what every other couple is going to do. And so she interrupts that conversation and basically calls him unorganized. And I'm like, way to bring down a fun, playful mood. Because he definitely wasn't being too deep about much of anything. It was just like, it was a typical conversation if you were in that situation, because you know that the couples are talking about the other couples, especially the two of them, because they have been a place of mediation for some of the other couples, like Haley and Jacob, Chris and Paige. Like, they have been the ones that have been the go-to to be like, hey, let me tell you what just happened. So for them to have that conversation, I didn't think anything was weird about it, but then she just completely rammed that conversation the wrong way and pissed him off.
Right.
So after she told him that he was disorganized, he turned around and told her that she was bossy and that it turned him off. Shattered feelings of Brianna. Yeah,
he's like, I got one better.
And Brianna has to know that her bossiness is annoying. Because if she doesn't know it, like, why would everybody bring it up? Like, everybody wouldn't be like, you're bossy, if it wasn't irritating to them as well. They're all just like, I'm happy I don't have to be married to you. Yeah. But, you know, he does. So Brianna got on FaceTime with her mom, and she told her mom that he was upset about the unorganized comment and that she was upset that he was turned off by her being bossy, and she took it as a jab. And I felt like she jabbed at him with the disorganized comment. So, not saying it's an eye for an eye, but all is fair in taking jabs. You can't hurt somebody's feelings and then get upset when they hurt your feelings back with a truth about you, because truthfully, he probably is unorganized, but truthfully also, you're also bossy. So
right. Right.
Let's not, in other news, water is wet. Let's find something else to get upset about. What did she say? She said she didn't want to change herself for anybody. I don't feel like you have to change yourself for people, but I think that you should also want to grow and evolve. Yeah. And do something different. And the way that she phrased she wasn't going to change herself felt like she also wasn't willing to grow.
Yeah, some people don't realize that growth is changing. You know, in the sense of we came to the conclusion that she didn't understand what compromise was. So she doesn't have to grow. Right. You know, she's never been put in a position like this. But one thing I want to bring up is I think it's huge is that Vincent said he didn't want a person that was assertive and direct. Vincent talked to his cousin about his marriage and everything, and told his cousin that that's what he told her. He was like, she told me I was unorganized, so I told her that I asked the experts to give me somebody assertive or direct, and his cousin's response was the same response that I had, was, well, you don't want somebody like lying to you. You want people to tell you straight up what's going on.
I think he wanted somebody who sugarcoats things. Like, okay, so take the two of us, for example. You're I don't like that. And I'm more so of well, why don't you like try something else?
Yeah.
Both of those get you the result that you're looking for. It's just yours can be looked at as rude and mine is looked at as helpful.
Yeah.
So.
Nah, I get that part, but you know, I don't know. When I heard him say it, I was like, what type of person wants another person not to be honest with them?
I didn't take it as an honesty thing.
And see, that's the way I took it. Because, I mean, like, if you're not assertive, if you're not direct with a person, what do you want me to be?
Like me.
like
I'm saying the exact same things that you're saying. Like, in a situation, I could say the exact same things that you say, but you go straight in for the gut punch.
I'm just saying,
and I don't.
When there's no room to, like, be unclear. You know what I'm saying? You're giving space for me to sugarcoat something. You're giving space to be unclear. And that's the way I look at it.
It's sugarcoating. I think that it's just not gut punching.
Yeah.
Like, I think that there's a way to say things that we can both arrive at the same conclusion. Or a person can arrive at the same conclusion with the two of us. Yeah. But we can be saying the exact same thing, but my delivery is just going to be totally different from yours. Yeah. Like, your delivery is just, I hate to say it, that of a butthole. Yeah. And Brianna is the same way. Like, it's very direct, and it's one of those things that can easily hurt a person's feelings. And we've seen his feelings get hurt by things that she said. Mm-hmm. But we've also now... she dishes it, but she can't take it on the reverse because he hurt her feelings by being direct. Yeah. So it's one of those things. It's like, it's okay to just be like, using what she said as an example. She's like, you're disorganized. She could have been like, well, you know, I feel like I'm a little bit more organized than you are. Like, that's not taking a dig at him. Like, I feel like I'm a little bit more organized than you are. So when we move in together, I'm probably going to go through all of the cabinets in the kitchen and rearrange things a little bit. Is that cool? Because when you say it in that way, it takes the dig out of it. It's like, I'm trying to make this functional for both of us. And she's like, you're trash. I'm doing it my ways better. That's how I see it, as what she says. Yeah. So
I didn't see it that way, but we can agree to disagree.
That's because you identify with Brianna. So Bree and Champagne. Oh, he talked to his cousin. Oh, you talked about that. So Bree and Champagne Vinny went on their last date night before decision day. And he basically admitted to her that he shuts down when he don't like the way that things are going. And I'm like, maybe I am more like Vincent than I thought. Like, I identify with Champagne Vinny. And so they get back to the house and he helps her take off her shoes. Then he makes the ultimate bad decision of, I got a surprise for you. I'm going to help you take down your braids.
I thought it was a real surprise. This dude, like, I was like, man, that was stupid. He said that too. It's like, oh, that was dumb. Like, why would you do that?
I don't know why he did that. Like, first off, great that you want to help her take down her braids, but she is never going to let you near her with a pair of scissors. Ever again. And I wonder, did she like blow up on him about that?
Nah, don't seem like she did. She probably was thinking it, but she didn't seem like she kept her cool about it. Yeah, I didn't write, like, pretty much after that, man. It's
I think the episode was done after that.
Yeah, pretty much. He like left and was like, see you or something like that. He said. She was like, oh
yeah. He was like, what did he say? It was something along the lines of essentially that this might be the last time that we see each other.
Yeah.
In this capacity.
Right.
And I was like, and she was like, oh, like she was really hurt by that. And I'm like, are you not the same person that told him he was so sure of himself?
Yeah.
Like, stop playing that game and he won't play his game.
Right.
Like, it's literally, that's the thing that I don't like about Decision Day, because I feel like Decision Day gets you out of a bad relationship as like we don't have to see each other anymore after January 3rd. But in the same regard, Decision Day can abruptly stop something that was going okay, and you're trying to figure out the navigation of it, which I think is, I don't really like to say that their relationship is going okay, but who am I? Eric and Virginia. I feel like their relationship is not navigating at oh my God, we hate each other. But they are not navigating at we're going to stay together forever at this point.
Yeah.
So I think Decision Day just gives them something to go to. And then they're like, now it's the start of our like true, let's try to figure this out to see if we can make a happily ever after.
Right.
Whereas just going back to last season, because it's an actual Decision Day we've seen through, Henry and Christina's, their Decision Day was like this is it. This is the last time that I'm ever going to deal with you. The next time we see each other's names is going to be with divorce papers. Like, we don't have to talk to each other anymore. But when things are going okay to good, Decision Day is just a point of, okay, I think that we can continue trying this. Yeah. But like you said, some of these couples need to date each other where they were. But then also when you get to the dating each other where you are, you have to give a hard stop on that, because you might just be dating your husband for the rest of your life. Or until you find somebody better, but you still married. So it gets weird, to say the least. So any of your predictions changed for anybody?
Nah.
All right, well, tell us what you guys thought of this episode. I'm gonna try not to be irritated with the couples. We get a week off.
We do.
Next week, there's no episode. So we will see you guys back in 2 weeks. Please don't.
But we still will have stuff on the channel.
One time out for Married at First Sight.
Yeah, I know.
Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and comment down below and let us know what you guys thought of the episode.
No, that's it.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Peace.